Did you notice the unusually low cutoff in UPSC Prelims 2024? Just 88 marks. Many aspirants thought the paper was tough, but actually it wasn't. The twist, three questions were cancelled by UPSC, questions 20, 52 and 57 of Set A. In this video, we'll explain why each of these questions was flawed and why UPSC chose to drop them. Question 20, Indian flying fox. Let's start with question 20. Statement 2 says the Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of other animals. This is clearly false. The Indian flying fox is a fruit bat, it's herbivorous and feeds on fruits and nectar. That's settled. Now to statement 1. The Indian flying fox is placed under the vermin category in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Here's the issue. This uses the word is implying a present status, but after the Wildlife Protection Amendment Act 2022, the Indian flying fox was moved to Schedule I, giving it greater protection. It was in Schedule 5 earlier, yes, but not anymore. So while statement 2 is false, statement 1 is outdated and misleading due to tense. This question became ambiguous, and that's likely why UPSC cancelled it. Most serious aspirants marked option C. Statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect, but strictly speaking, even that had a problem, so UPSC dropped it. Question 52, syndicated lending. Now, let's look at question 52 on syndicated loans. Statement 1 says, syndicated lending spreads the risk of borrower default across multiple lenders. That's correct. It's the basic idea of syndicated loans. But statement 2 says, a syndicated loan can be a fixed amount but cannot be a credit line. Here's the trap. That's false. Syndicated loans can be revolving credit lines. They're not just fixed lump sum loans. In fact, many corporate syndicated loans include term loans and revolving credit facilities. So this statement is overly restrictive and misleading. For an exam like UPSC, which is meant for generalists, this question ventured into technical financial structuring, which is unfair unless you're from a finance background. Likely for this reason, the question was cancelled. Question 57, revenue under Cornwallis. Finally, question 57, statement 1 says, under the Ryotwari system, peasants were exempted from revenue payment in case of bad harvests or calamities. That's generally correct for the Ryotwari system, although exemptions were not always granted. Statement 2 says, under the permanent settlement, zamindars who failed to pay revenue on time lost their zamindari. Also correct. But here's the issue. The question says with reference to revenue collection by Cornwallis. Now, the Ryotwari system wasn't introduced by Cornwallis. It was introduced by Thomas Munro in Madras and Bombay presidencies. Cornwallis implemented the permanent settlement in Bengal, not Ryotwari. So even though the statements may be factually correct on their own, the context given in the question is historically inaccurate, and that makes the question invalid. Hence, UPSC rightly cancelled it.